light all the way on this one. Alright, let's get some music.
Peace, peace, peace. Who are here with us? Hello.
Welcome.
Peace, divinity in motion. I went and found you, girl. Peace, sis star. Yeah, I found you. Like, I saw you on a couple of videos. You watched some of the same stuff. And I was like, whenever I find somebody and we watch some of the same stuff, you know, I know that means you're part of my soul tribe. You're going through this awakening just like we are. So peace to you. Thank you for checking us out. Peace, Day Day. Hey, Day Day. You ready for us to do these meetings in Memphis? Because it's definitely in the works. The universe has been just putting us in the right places to run into the right people. It's in the works, Day Day. So we're going to need you.
Yep.
Oh, you saw the video on Massively Foolish. Oh, thank you, Divinity in Motion. I love it. I was obsessed with your name and your picture. I was just like, you know, some people I see their picture or their name and I can kind of like read them in their moment. I was like, yep, Soul Tribe. Yep, she's a weirdo. You ready? That's cool, Day Day. Day Day, make sure you send us your contact information to remnantsgathering@gmail.com. So, because these meetups and stuff probably are going to be impromptu. We real spontaneous, and that's kind of how with the spiritual awakening, it really is better if you're able to be spontaneous, because you can just get into the ebb and flow of the energy and the vibe and follow where it's taking you. So we're not the 6 month out people and like we're gonna do a meetup 6 months from now. We just kind of follow the flow. So, but yeah, but the universe is making it clear to us that we're ready to be able to teach in person and meet with people. Yeah.
Yep.
And we got
Facts,
some music coming
facts.
too. We got music coming too.
Yeah, we gonna really literally we're gonna kind of flood y'all with some of our music. Every time we get that unction, that inspiration to hit us, we gonna drop it and we gonna make it available to y'all right here on this channel.
Absolutely. Peace, Terica, the Indigo Child. What's up, sis?
What's up, y'all?
Sis Star.
Yeah.
Yes, music Day Day. I know. We surprise people. We've been letting people hear our stuff and just getting criticism from people who are already in the music industry. I don't know. I see something real big happening, and it kind of scared me. I don't think it scared him as much as it scares me, but I kind of been afraid to put out our music because I know it's incredible.
Yeah.
I know.
That's true.
It's some Common, Erykah Badu, Andre 3000 with a mix of funk, some blues, some rock and roll, some hip hop. It's just really, really crazy the shit that be coming out of our minds.
Man.
And it's super unique, super unique. It's like we're gonna create a genre. I know what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. We're gonna create a genre. So yes, I'm excited for y'all to hear it. I'm tired of hiding. I'm ready to come out. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yes, I love Massively Foolish channel. I'm always on there. That's why when he hit me up, he's like, yo, can I mirror y'all some of y'all stuff? I'm like, dude. Bro, for real? Absolutely.
Right.
I tell us, like, we support everything that you do. So we always shout out. We've shouted him out on our channel a few times before. If you go back to the Aaliyah video about the Akashic Records and connecting Aaliyah, R. Kelly, to a lot of the things that was going on, and Trump, and it connects to Trump being the president, go back and check out that video, because that was when I started reaching out to Massively Foolish, you know, just let him know we support what he was doing. And at the time, it wasn't even nowhere on my mind to like see if he would be interested in our channel or posting our content. So yeah, it just kind of happened organically. Okay, so what y'all want to talk about? Like we got so many topics and so many notes that we could talk about, but we want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. So that's why we was just like live questions and answers. Everybody know it's the new moon. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know the new moon is in Libra, my sign. Then you got Virgo in the mix. That's my moon, you know? It's like, and then he's like my cardinal sign because he's an Aries rising. And so with the energy that we got together, it's crazy. It's just, I'm really thankful that we're able to work out being twin flames reunited, because it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so trying. Like, so many people want this. It's a lot of work. You really do have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. So if you happen to be watching this and you somebody that's been working on manifesting a reunion with your twin flame, know that you really need to make sure that you are ready for that, and know what you're, gonna get into. Because a lot of people who talk about twin flame situations, they don't really. It's some aspects of it that we've noticed people don't talk about.
Yeah.
And it's not just about this passionate sex. And we think twin flame, you're thinking, oh my goodness, like having a soulmate, but just having this passionate sex all the time. And because that's kind of what I thought when I first saw the word.
Yeah.
But it's
quite
so
the
much
opposite.
deeper.
Yeah,
It's so much deeper. It's
as if you get that part of it is the icing on the cake.
right.
After you've gotten to the place to where you all really are helping each other, as far as in every way. I'll just say in every way. You helping each other. It's a mirror effect. You know what I'm saying? And the divine feminine helps the divine masculine see himself, and the divine masculine helps the divine feminine see herself. It's just, man, it's so phenomenal.
Because of the ISIS, I think this is probably what y'all probably want to talk about. Are y'all curious about this? Because if you are, there's no question that you cannot ask us that we will not answer. But I was just gonna say, the thing about it is, for you ladies who may be watching this now or gonna catch this later, if you are an awakened soul and you happen to be in a female incarnation in this life, and you feel drawn to a twin flame reunion, 9 times out of 10 the opportunity is going to present itself to you to decide if you want to physically reunite with your twin flame. But with that being said, the whole Isis, Osiris, Horus mythology is about the divine feminine incarnate being able to put together the divine masculine incarnate. So he was killed, right? And his body parts were spread across the world. She took the remnants of the body part, put him back together, and was able to conceive a child, which was Horus. So what that really means is that, okay, I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, so people is curious about this. Okay, so I am Isis and he is Osiris, but he is becoming Horus. So my intuition, my energy is being used to put him back together, to help the soul retrieval process is what the Isis, Osiris, Horus mythology is about. And studying ancient Kemet can be complex and confusing because we don't fully understand everything. However, we have definitely been given confirmation over and over and over again that I'm Isis and he is Osiris becoming Horus. And so the woman usually awakens before the man. So in most people who are already in relationships, situationships, it might be a karmic relationship that you're in, which means that's a relationship that you agreed to before your soul came here to learn certain lessons that will help you become the person that you desire to be. That is a karmic relationship. If you're in a relationship where y'all are soulmates, or if you're in a relationship and y'all twin flames, it don't matter, whichever. Typically, the woman awakens first. Okay, and so a lot of people that I do readings for, they're like, I don't know what to do because we used to practice Christianity together, and now I'm awakening to this. I really don't know how to even present this to him. I don't know. And so, and I'll tell them, well, that's normal. It usually happens with the woman first, and that was the whole purpose in mythology, that it was always the woman enlightening the man or putting him back together. You can even take it to Adam and Eve. She was the one that illuminated Adam's understanding, his understanding. She turned his understanding to overstanding and understanding. Yeah, okay, divinity, yes, emotion, yeah. See what I mean? So what happens is our situation with being twin flames reunited physically, was not supposed to happen according to Christianity's teachings. And so this is what I mean when I say that. When you have Eve, who presented the fruits of knowledge from a different tree that contained knowledge, right? She presented some information to her man, and she was demonized for it. She was punished for it. And not only was she punished for it, but all of humanity was punished for what she did, right? The man did not illuminate the woman. So this speaks to you as to the purpose in the divine feminine and in the purpose in the divine masculine. Now, this doesn't take anything away from men and what they're able to bring to this world as well. But that was esoteric acknowledgement that you shouldn't do this. So we're going to take it so far where we're going to even say that we took an angel and gave this angel a flaming sword to stop you from eating from the tree of life, because if you eat from the tree of life, you will be frozen in that state that you are in, that state of sinfulness, because you now have knowledge of good and evil. They demonized it. So in Christianity, for me to be an awakened soul woman and for me to give Ernest that fruit, because that's exactly how it happened. Most of this stuff, I brought it to his attention. And for him to eat the fruit, like, we're doing the exact thing that we had to repent for the whole time we was Christians, which was partaking of knowledge that's gonna set you free.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's what's happening. So yes, it is gonna be the woman that is awakening first, and it's a trip, because let me see, what was the punishment? What was the punishments Eve received?
Her issues with childbearing.
Can I hear you?
I'm telling you.
Oh.
Her issues with child,
yeah.
Her issues with childbearing was one of them. What else?
Eve also, they knew that they were naked at that point.
I thought you said,
which was a negative thing.
Okay, I thought
Remember?
you said, yeah, but I thought you was talking
all
about
the
like,
negative things that happened as a result.
As far as the woman, yeah.
Yeah, it's typical woman. Hey, God, it's KK. Peace to you, sister. Yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're doing just a live question and answer right now. We're talking about twin flames. But I was gonna say,
I didn't think that was me.
Yeah.
That was the major
Yeah,
thing.
so those were the curses. But for Adam, the curse was he wouldn't even be able to get any type of harvest anymore unless it was by the sweat of his brow. So nothing will come easy for you. You gonna have to work your ass off from this point forward to get a harvest of anything. You gonna have to sweat for it. And this is why now most of our men have to work these jobs that are very physically demanding, and oftentimes there are jobs, companies owned by people who, not even the support of our community, could care less about their employees. That's the situation for most men. We was blessed to have a different situation than that, but that's typically what you see, and that is why. So for a man to get this knowledge and to reap the harvest of this knowledge is by the sweat of his brow, which means it's probably going to take more work on Ernest's end to receive certain fruits of this knowledge, to get the harvest from it, than it would me, if that makes sense. So this wasn't supposed to happen, and when we finally got delivered from religion and realized that we wasn't just soulmates, we were twin flames, it was just really, it was so ironic. And it was even more, it was so many synchronicities. If you get reunited with your twin flame in a physical situation, the level of synchronicities is going to be to a point where it's simply supernatural. You're not gonna even know what else to call it. It'll be stuff like when you first start sharing each other's credit debit card, right? Both of y'all chose the same PIN number for your credit debit card. It was shit like that was happening.
Yeah.
And it was happening so much, we started counting. We was like, let's count backwards. We're gonna start at 50,000 and count backwards.
Yeah.
And I was looking through my phone one day, and we had got at 48,000 at one point of synchronicities. Counting backwards from 50,000. I was looking through my phone and some old notes because it was so amazing. We started taking notes and screenshots of our text messages and stuff, because we was like, this shit is crazy. It scared you maybe a little bit more than me. You was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I stopped counting. I realized, like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what it is, because this is too much happening and occurring like this.
Your pen was his birthday. Hey, Anika Skywalker, you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's how it happens. So, so the mission. Okay, so the mission of Twin Flames. I get this question often, and I know a lot of us still are kind of trying to figure out the creator thing. Who is the Lord? Who is Yahweh? Who created us? Who created white people? Maybe who created this race, that race? Where do we come from? Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying this, Terica. That's what we really want to do. Specialize in contradictions. And being able to explain contradictions in a way that is not complex. It's super simple. Where you all can do your own research and do your own build from that point. But that's our whole purpose, is to interpret all of this esoteric spiritual stuff, this occult wisdom that's been hidden from us, right in front of us. Yeah.
Still dealing with the taboo. Yeah.
Everything is taboo. We want to deal with it and talk about it. I'm pretty sure my masculine was awake first. Okay, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. But even if the masculine incarnate physically awakens first, it's still the divine feminine portion of him, the reason he awakened.
Yeah.
Because the divine feminine is the right brain. So that's the intuition.
Yeah.
That's all the psychic gifts, right? So the left brain is masculine, patriarchy, and logical. Okay?
Yep.
So this is why society demonizes men who embrace their femininity. It ain't got nothing to do with being homosexual. We can look at some of the things that Earth, Wind, and Fire wore, Rick James, Cameo, Michael Jackson, Prince, and they loved women. But they were in touch with their divine feminine essence. And so that's why that's demonized and frowned upon so much, even to the point of saying boys shouldn't wear pink and they're babies. And we've already placed a judgment on a baby to not embrace a color that is the vibration of the divine feminine.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the indoctrination starts very early.
Yeah.
But back to what I was saying, the Twin Flame mission, because we kept asking, like, why were we put together, and why is this even a thing? Why is this happening? And so through our guides and just communicating and working with our ancestors and everything, we was able to come to the understanding that this is a mission we agreed to before we came here. And the purpose of the Twin Flame mission is soul retrieval. That right there at point blank, that's the purpose of the whole Twin Flame mission on Earth right now, is for the purpose of soul retrieval. And so what happens is, from karmic situations, things in your bloodline, things like that, that trauma in your life, it on a collective level of humanity, it caused our consciousness to split. So you could have been practicing religion, but you had a whole other large part of you that saw the contradictions and had a desire to be spiritual. That was a split. You could be someone who really loves to love people, yet you've been abused most of your life. And so that caused you to come off as being an angry person or a very guarded person. You know what I'm saying? And that caused the split, where something forces your consciousness to split and change itself and compartmentalize portions of who you are. And so both me and Ernest, this happened to us. We were fragmented into many pieces. So in the book of Revelations, this is more confirmation and proof, and we're going to use the Bible as to the Twin Flame mission of those of us who are incarnated on Earth in this time, the age of Aquarius. But the thing about that is, in the book of Revelations, it talked about the 144,000 souls, right? That basically awaken. And so really what that is, within a man and within a woman, each of us have 72,000 circuits in our body. Okay, if you study things like a lot of things that came from East Indian knowledge, Hinduism, Let's see, what else? The Nadis. This
Yeah.
is the electrical and electromagnetic within the body itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you study or look into any of that, that's what that means. So when me and him as twin flames were reunited, his 72,000 circuits and my 72,000 circuits came together, and those two added together equal 144,000. And so the awakening process went to a whole new level when we came together because of that. That is the esoteric meaning of the 144,000 souls that are chosen. That's what that means. So the twin flame, y'all have probably heard it here first. Y'all probably have never heard this on anybody else's channel. But the twin flame mission, was in the book of Revelations. Ain't that deep? Yeah. That's something, when we first discovered that, it was epic. It was epic. Y'all can see we had a long, busy day, baby girl tired back there. And but y'all part of our family, you know what I'm saying? This is important to us. And if the only time we could do this was while we were running errands and picking up our children from basketball practice, and I literally just got through cooking dinner and all that, but nonetheless, just to say we really do feel that this is a family, and it is growing, and it's something truly special what is happening. So we just want to let you all know we appreciate you all so much. We didn't know that the stuff that we knew would be considered gems to people, you know, especially me, because I operate as the I'm not just gonna say psychic, but more like the oracle. And so ancient wisdom comes to me, and I don't have any idea where it's coming from a lot of times. And I'll do some research and find out that that wisdom is accurate. So it's really interesting. Hey, baby. So it's really interesting. But I do feel like me and Ernest's relationship. Thank you, Elizabeth. You learn a lot from us. That's what's up. Blessings, J. Girl Beckles. Hey. You think your twin would only be into reading into the and not the Gnostic? Yeah. You know, to each his own. For some of y'all might not get into Hinduism or some of those ancient teachings. Y'all may be more drawn to ancient Egypt or Sumerian texts. You may be more drawn to the Book of Enoch. But the common denominator in all of these ancient texts, these ancient books that kind of give you a timeline of the evolution of humanity and our consciousness and the way that it's changing, it's still going to activate something within you. Peace, Katura. Hey, love. Peace, Mariah G. That's my sister right there. I got my sisters. Yeah, Terica, I know you have been following me for a long time. I'm so grateful, because I knew I was going to lose a lot of people, you know, once I started sharing the stuff that was, you know, coming to us. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all make us, we see that there is an importance. We have a purpose in life, and that purpose happens to be for people like us who people don't understand, and we don't really in. You know what I'm saying? That's why we call it the remnants being gathered. And we all around the world. We've been scattered all around the world, the four corners of the earth. And thanks to the internet, we're able to find each other. So that's why we always tell y'all, when y'all come on this channel, we holding virtual hands with y'all. And we mean that, because on a collective level and energetically, as we're going through these spiritual awakening and these shifts, I mean, you really don't know who to trust now. It's getting harder and harder to find a channel where you feel like some information is coming through and it's not rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? That it's real. Absolutely, Soul Tribe. Definitely. That's right. When a student is ready, the teacher appears. Absolutely, Anika. That's so true. Yeah, because this was not our purpose in this journey. We didn't expect it to go here. And so we talked about the twin flame thing. If y'all got any more questions about that, just post it up and let us know. I done talked a lot, baby. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit now. You back in the truck. What you want to talk about? I'm gonna watch for questions too while you.
Okay. Well, with me, it's always continually reflecting on the progress that's being made as it relates to our relationship. From the beginning things was happening so fast. I'm talking about like from the moment that we connected and began to really talk more on the phone, everything was just happening, and the relationship is almost like it just fell in our laps. You know what I'm saying? We knew each other, but not to that extent. And so when we opened up to getting to know each other more intimately, then it was just like she spoke about the synchronicities, but it was just like, wow, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And coming from that place of putting God first, you know, in relationships, got to put God first. God first in your marriage, God first in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? You want a praying woman, you want a praying man. You know, that whole dynamic, we was already starting to turn from that, and so we still had the foundation though of, you know, we got this belief that was similar. You know what I'm saying? We both come from it, and so there was that place to, I guess, give us the common ground. Fast forward into now, it's amazing because we totally don't have any of that. But like Cam said, with her, we were both always some different type of people. You know what I'm saying? Even though we did the church thing, and we was go hard or go home for Jesus, we were still different. And so, like I said, getting to the point to the relationship now, the fact that we're into as much as we're into with the metaphysical standpoint, with the comedic standpoint, just really not boxing ourselves in at all. It's like we don't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically, I'm so grateful though that she awakened to who she truly is, because coming to learn that so much of the hindrances that I experience as a man comes through, the abuse and the trauma that I experienced, both genetically and then physically. And it made so much sense to me as I was really coming into understanding this, was how, like, okay, my mom had been traumatized, and then it passed on down through her womb to me.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. I almost forgot to tell you something.
Okay.
It's not gonna throw you off, is it?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh. See, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's funny he said that. I sent the message to this man. His name is Shaman Derek. And Shaman Derek is one of the shamans that, like, all the celebrities, the athletes, very well-known Olympians and stuff, they consult this particular shaman. So just one day, I was just like, tapping into this mean you don't get in no boxes no more, right? So you believe the impossible, and I'll just message Beyonce, be like, what's up, girl? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like that now because I'm being liberated. So I reached out to him, and I am expecting him to respond, but I'm not at the same time. Mm-hmm. He responded today. Kalila found it on Instagram. Okay, now, this man is in a relationship with one of the royalties over in Europe. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to get married next year. Mm-hmm. So this will be the first time in history that a black person was married into the nobility, the royal family that exists today. Mm-hmm. And so that's all a big deal. You know what I'm saying? He responded. I just found today. And it's funny, Ernest said that because I gave him a brief synopsis of my life dealing with sickle cell, things like that. And he said that the reason why my life has been like it is was because of trauma that happened in my mama's womb. Funny you said that. I've almost forgot to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Kalila went through our DMs and found it. He responded.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all look this man up on Instagram, he's certified. You know what I'm saying? Very well known. And just for the simple fact that someone on that level would take the time out and even respond to me, didn't ask me for no money, like nothing, that tell you right there that this ain't got nothing to do with money. When you're on a higher vibration, the universe opens things up as much as your mind can be open to see it and your heart can be open to receive it. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the trauma.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ernest, he didn't even know he had trauma. I knew I had trauma.
Well, yeah, I mean, I put it like this: I know I had trauma, but I never would have equated it to having any effect on my life. Like, you know, like we talked about, if you didn't experience something traumatic and never really sought therapy behind it or got any counseling from it, but you kind of like self-medicated in whatever way you chose, it's probably a great deal of unresolved effect and programming that you in right now that you just feel like, oh, this is normal for me. You know what I'm saying? We create new normals when we go through the traumatic experiences that we have. We just create a new normal. We just say, okay, you know what I'm saying? My way of dealing with it is I'm a blow up. I'm a not blow up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cuss. Whatever. I'm gonna get high. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna binge out on this or that. You know what I'm saying? Whichever way we choose, but then we make that our normal. And so I'm just blown away by the fact that right now in 2019, as a 44-year-old, I'm learning things about myself that's continually unfolding, you know what I'm saying? And it's all because the divine feminine, you know, and I had to acknowledge and accept the fact that I got a divine feminine aspect about myself.
Ooh, you hated that. When he first, you remember when Bobby Hemmings shared the video on how to find your spiritual deity? Do y'all know about that? If y'all don't know about that, something happened and YouTube ended up taking it down. I think Sirius Times Media had posted it, and he teaches you how to go and find the deities according to the number of letters in your name. And one of his was Hathor, and he was like, "That's a woman."
Right.
First thing he said, if I miss your message, I'm gonna go back and look at it. The first thing he said was, "It's got to be a male counterpart of Hathor." It was like, it made you feel some kind of way.
But you know, accepting that, I mean, it's like I said, it's a great deal of coming into awareness of things. For men, we got a divine feminine side, and the object is to be able to fully integrate your feminine and masculine side, and not, you know what I'm saying, we've been programmed in this society to be macho and can be chauvinistic at times, male chauvinist, and so like being it could easily be like a homophobe. So like anything that's like remotely not manly, you don't have nothing to do with it. You reject it, you resist it. You know, and that's the place that I was coming from. Till I started really understanding and can find more and more information and presented to me, and I started reading it, and now I'm to the place to where I understand and it's relevant and it makes sense. The sensitive side of us is, you know, the nurturing side, the sensitive side, that is feminine. That's not masculine, because we don't even teach our sons, we don't even teach the males to be real sensitive. You know what I'm saying? When you're young and you're a boy and you crying, first thing you told is, what you crying for? Stop crying. You know what I'm saying?
Boys don't do that.
Boys don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And we've taught our sons, you know what I'm saying? And that's been the general rule for I guess coming into manhood, you know, raising up young boys, you know. And so to now get to the place to where it's like, but you know, it's okay to be sensitive, it's okay to express yourself, to
be emotional,
to
express those emotions.
Too much emotion is it seems not manly. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's been some of the greatest things that I have grown to come into knowledge of. You know, as it relates to being in a twin flame relationship, and I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think as men we gotta open up, and I've shared this on one of the little personal videos that I've done to really be able to connect with your divine to be able to connect with your woman, you as a man, we first have to know ourselves, but then we have to get to the place to where we're vulnerable with our women. We let all the guards down with our women, no matter how much you've been hurt, how much I've been hurt in past relationships, you know, and never take it like, and from what I'm saying, it's not like I didn't dish out no hurt, but I'm just saying all of it go together.
Yeah.
It's like everything is everything. So the past hurts and stuff that may have locked you up, because it locked me up, it would cause me to not express myself in certain ways. Well,
and be passive aggressive about it when you would.
That's true.
And you know, he would walk away from me in the middle of conversations and stuff, and I was like, babe, why are you being passive aggressive about this? I'm not being passive aggressive. I'm like, but you are, you know. And it was very eye-opening awakening. Human beings have vast emotions, and both genders need to express them. Our culture doesn't support that, though. It's really sad, Elizabeth. It is, and this is why we're so traumatized. So with the new moon energy being in Libra, you know, Libra of course is associated with Venus. Venus is associated with love. That's the ruling planet. And so, this is a really great time to focus on that. And for those of you, this is the good news if you're single or not in a twin flame reunion. The good news is you don't have to be to have the outcomes that we're getting.
Exactly.
Okay? You can get these outcomes by yourself. So this is why the shadow work, journaling, the self-love work, the mirror magic, gazing into your own eyes tonight. This would be a great activity to do under the energy of tonight. Go and just look in the mirror and just stare into your own eyes in that mirror and just document how you feel, how it makes you feel, maybe what thoughts come to mind, how you're reacting. That is literally what we do for each other. We are each other's mirror. And you will be surprised as to what your soul tells you from just looking at yourself in the mirror. Okay.
It's so deep.
So if you got some codependent qualities, some narcissistic qualities, maybe you hard on yourself about your physical appearance, more hard on yourself than you should be. Because we do mirror work too, even though we have each other as mirrors. You have to be accountable. Becoming a god and goddess means you become accountable for everything that you do, and there's no longer this intercessor, there's no longer this Messiah to save you, there's no longer this God who's going to make it okay. Now you have to learn how to transmute energy. You have to learn how to take the bad things and make them for good, using love to lead you to the purpose in which you were called to. That's what all of this is about. So you can do this without being in twin flame reunion. We actually recommend that you all begin doing this work. Whether you desire to be in a twin flame reunion or not, it is very important that you get to know yourself like this. Because with the trauma, it splits us off and we compartmentalize. And so all of us, this is based on the teachings of Carl Jung, his teachings. This has been even Freud, prior to them separating, a lot of the similar teachings, a lot of the great teachers, right? Great psychologists, the Book of the Way, ancient Egypt texts, everything, every movie ever came out, everything Marvel was ever about was always about different aspects of humanity expressing itself in either a super strength or a super weakness. You know what I'm saying? There's always Achilles' heel, and just getting to know yourself. You can be your own twin flame. You can be your own mirror to soul retrieve yourself.
What was the last movie that we was watching that we was just tripping on how deeply metaphysical it was, because it dealt with a lot of the aspects of the shadow self? Was it? That wasn't Meet the Father.
Yeah, Meet the Fockers. Meet the Fockers had a lot of shadow self-love.
Yeah.
Even Twin Flame information was in
Yeah.
Meet the Fockers. That's
Yeah.
crazy. A comedy movie, you would never think it was esoteric, but it was. And I kept saying the writers of this movie
They
definitely studied the occult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, y'all go back and watch
look
that
at
movie.
It. Yeah.
It's gonna trip you out.
Really
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I'm so woke now. Like, you know, like I had no clue. I thought it was just funny, but all of a sudden now you're starting to see yourself in the characters in the movie. But I don't want to get off of this because I feel the spirit guides telling me to get back on this topic of trauma. That is one of the most important things in the world right now. That is the key to humanity evolving to a place where we can live in unity with each other. It is absolutely possible. The patriarchal system is being destroyed as we speak. The matriarchy, and this is not to say that women should rule everything and men shouldn't have a place. No, the extremes is the issue. Okay, we've become extremists and we got to get away from that. But I want to get back on the trauma because I feel like those of you who are here now watching this and those of you who are going to watch this later are going to need to hear what I'm about to say. Oh, so in regards to your trauma, if you have not been documenting the thoughts, the critical thoughts, the negative self-talk that you have inside your own mind about yourself, I highly suggest you do that as soon as possible. The spiritual awakening becomes detrimental when you are unable to observe yourself outside of yourself. That way you can understand that you are not your thoughts. Okay, you are more than that. Your thoughts are just echoes of experiences that you had in this life and prior to. That is it. Your thoughts do not make a man. Now we know the Bible talks about so a man thinketh, so is he, and that is true to that. If you think that you're a great person, then you're a great person. You know what I'm saying? However, because people like us, we came into this world in dysfunction, in dysfunctional families, in situations that are extremely difficult. We've had abuse experiences maybe that other people haven't. Like, there is a huge difference between people who are going through the awakening right now and people who are not, okay? And so when I say that, what I mean is you got to get to know yourself. In order to get to know God, that means getting to know yourself. That is the only way to get to know the God, which is the energy that created everything seen and unseen. That is inside of you. You are a source of that. That's right, your energy. So please start doing that, because the people who do not begin working on their trauma, a lot of us cannot afford therapists and counselors right now physically. We're wealthy and abundant, and that's our birthright, and it's coming. It's definitely coming physically to us. But however, right now, there's a lot of great things that you can do for yourself to have the outcome that you desire. Let me give you all a website. You might want to jot this down. But lonerwolf.com, LONER wolf.com. They have psychological tests that you can take. They have self-love tests that you can take and shadow work tests that you can take. So, so that you're able to learn different archetypes, different characteristics, and why you do what you do and what traumatic event is possibly connected to, so that you can begin working through that and actually healing and retrieving your soul. So we're multi-dimensional beings, and so what happened from our experiences, the brain, in order to cope, is going to split. And this is what the whole MK Ultra Monarch mind control is all about. And at first, all we could see is the evil things about that, and everything can be used for good or for evil. So we're not saying that it's not any evil in that. However, the science behind that and the way that they program celebrities and just people in the public eye, that is something we can take notes from as to how to reprogram our own subconscious. And so we know that works by different sounds, the frequency of different colors. That works according to, again, facing the shadow self. Will Smith got a new movie coming out, Gemini Man. That's exactly what this movie on an occult level is teaching. And so So yes, you want to begin integrating your inner child, your lower self, and your higher self. That is the purpose in dealing with your trauma. Now, yes, for some people, I do not recommend you do these activities until you have a self-love regimen that you are practicing every single day. That is so important.
It can overwhelm
because
you.
it will be overwhelming if you do not.
And it probably would cause an individual to go backwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
to something familiar.
Yep. Yeah, and so this is why we see people that come into the awakening and end up going back to church or just going back to living in the world and not caring about anything spiritual. It happens. And so we're always going to seek what's familiar and comfortable to us, even if it's wrong.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So the self-love regimen is very important. Do not try to do shadow work without having a self-love regimen. And again, LornaWolf.com has, to me and to Ernest, hands down, the best content for this. And that is going to retrieve the fragments of your soul so that you can become whole, or aka holy. Okay? So every religion and every indoctrination, everything we come through, we know that becoming whole is the destination. Right? And so it was just misinterpretations and stuff within those belief systems. But becoming whole again is the destination. And that's really what holiness is. So with that being said, we touched on trauma, we touched on twin flames, we touched on self-love. Because of the planetary alignment right now, and Venus is the scale, Libra is the scales, and then you got love wrapped in all of that. So a lot of energy is available for you right now to be able to heal of traumatic events, to be able to feel comfortable practicing some self-love regimens and things that you can do for yourself. You're not going to feel as guilty behind it. And I even deal with that. If I go get a massage or something out, and the whole time I'm getting a massage, I'm like, I could have used this $80 to go grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm being so selfish. And so that's just the programming that we came through, and that's okay. We just got to work through that. So you all have support here. You're not alone. We know that this path can be very lonely at times, because this is the narrow path that very few people ever find. But the beautiful thing about it, when you find those other people on that narrow path with you, you have love and support that is going to be nothing like what you had prior to coming into this particular path of spiritual awakening and being able to return to your whole self, to be in a state of being whole that we were supposed to be in when we were babies. Okay. And so we're getting back to that. So the energy right now can help you to restore balance. Okay, to become whole. That use this energy for that, to become balanced, become whole. So document your thoughts. Also, I'm going to show you all my new gratitude journal. I went and got a special gratitude journal, and it helps me to focus on my chakras. If you want to get one of these, they got these at 5 and Below for $5 if you got one of those in your city. But check this out. You go the other way and you get the other colors. It's just so beautiful. This is therapeutic too. Sometimes I just sit and just do this when I'm stressing about something. It's very therapeutic. Sometimes I write things in it, and then you just kind of everything, even the mundane things become magical. Okay. And so what I do is, as I'm doing my gratitude journal, I'll have it this way, and then with each thing I think of to be grateful for, I'll just swipe one at a time. And then once I've thought of enough things to be grateful for and it's all back here, then I just imagine that this is my aura and this is my chakras just being filled with light and illuminated and just shining. Okay, so I spent $5 for this, and yes, 5 and Below have them. If you don't have a 5 and Below in your town, you can actually go online and order it as well. Okay, so I highly recommend this. This is just visual things we learn. An image is worth 1,000 words, and so this is why images is international. We don't have to speak the same language, but we can look at an image and all understand what that image is communicating. And so just even having something like this that you can feel and visualize and use is a lot of help. And so my spirit guides led me to this and told me to share this with you all, and this will help you so much on your journey. So again, gratitude journaling is a must. Okay, if we gave y'all some commandments for today, that would be one of the commandments. gratitude,
Yes.
and actually
Gratitude.
journaling the things to be grateful for.
That's right.
Self-love,
Love.
finding the
Yes.
stuff that brings you joy, peace, serenity, and comforts you, especially if they are things that are not harmful to you and someone else. Then yes, just dive into it deep. Okay. Shadow work is super important to do, but again, please begin the self-love journey first, the gratitude journey first, so that venturing off into the dark things about yourself and your own dark experiences will not be overwhelming for you.
But you have to
um
face your demons.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You got to integrate your demons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not trying to cast our demons out like we used to in religion. We're
Right.
integrating with them and learning how to work with those things we consider low vibration. I'm working through trust issues right now. That's beautiful. Yeah, Flex. A lot of us, got a lot of trust issues. And it's just part of what we agreed to. And it sounds kind of crazy, like, wow, so all the bad things that happened to me, I agreed to that. And that can kind of make you feel like I must be crazy. But then we say to that, shout out to Bobby Hemmett, because he
Yeah.
really has helped a lot of us in this consciousness community.
Yeah.
But yes, you agreed to everything that's in your life right now. For some reason, is something that you manifested,
Yeah.
whether you did it consciously or subconsciously. And so there's a conscious mind, there's a subconscious mind, and there is also an unconscious mind. And it's like a glacier. And the unconscious mind is much more vast than the conscious mind, okay? The subconscious mind is much more vast than the conscious mind, which means the answer to every problem that you have is found in your unconscious mind, thoughts and behaviors and patterns, and in your subconscious thoughts, behavior, and patterns. So that's why it's important. Begin noticing the program that you're running on, how it impacts you, why you do what you do. Just observing yourself more. As you do that, you can shine on you more, because I got this situation here, and it's throwing me off. But laughing about my boils I'm still dealing with. It's getting better though, it's healing. But that's a kind of shadow thing too, because I was super uncomfortable with any type of physical flaw. I did catalog modeling since age 5, and so when I started having scars and things like that happen, it was so that's a shadow thing for me. Yeah, so that's another reason. Here we go. You see what I mean? It's just taking the things that are shadow aspects and figuring out a way to use it for good. And so I just started using my scars to be a visual testimony that everything that I faced, the obstacles and everything I went against, it left a scar, but it did not kill me. And so this is how you integrate your demons. This is how you integrate the negative experiences from your life. And the more you do this, the more you're going to manifest, the more synchronicities you're going to see. They're going to get much closer together, and the more deja vu you're going to start having. And that's what this spiritual awakening does to you. And the reason why deja vu increases is because you're becoming more conscious that you are multidimensional. And as you begin retrieving these different parts of you that were taken away from you by the people who abused, violated, and neglected you, as you do that, you are empowering yourself multidimensionally, and this is how we become whole. Okay. And so you'll see more synchronicities. You'll see new numbers showing up speaking to you, and that's just the universe way of activating the things that are dormant within us and activating the ancient wisdom and knowledge that is within each of us. There's nothing special about me and Ernest that's not special about you all. All of us are special. All of us were called to a time such as this. All of us probably are considered to be weird to people around us, and becoming peculiar people is in the Bible as well. And we thought we were peculiar back then, and we thought we was on a narrow path, even though it was millions and millions of other people on the exact same path as us. That's just how delusional we was, that we still thought it was a narrow path, which if you traveled, but it was so many people traveling the path. It's just
broad.
It's crazy. So this leads to heaven. Okay, the narrow path will indeed lead you to your best life, which is what we aka call heaven on earth. Okay, Let's see. I'm trying to, because we got a business meeting to do with Elmick, Dr. Sabi's brother-in-law tonight. So we're kind of trying to give an overview and make sure that you all get everything that you need from this live tonight. Let's see, is there something else that's important? But yes, trauma. So start calling on your angels, y'all. If you haven't been doing that, make sure you calling on your angels. If you don't know who your archangel is, just Google it and use your birth date and type in birth date and the angel associated with me. And another reason this is very important, because for those of us who came through religious programming, we are super uncomfortable with dealing with angels. I know me and Ernest really didn't care for it. It's like so much deception was centered around it. Can we really trust it? But we understand now. If you go back to Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, and some of their teachings, and even Manly P. Hall, his teachings are great. Madame Blavatsky's teachings, her book Isis Unveiled is such a good read. It's so long, and I've been working on it for 6 months, and I ain't even got through one chapter of it yet. But these things will help you to be able to better understand yourself and have more control over the life that you are creating. What was I saying right before I got into that? Yes, so doing that, paying attention to your dreams, meditate. Y'all, we have to, okay? We have to. If you're not good at your visualizations, you fall asleep, that's okay. Just keep trying. Just keep trying. Yes, they do. That's so true. All of us are together as a collective experiencing a lot of the same things. So if you get overwhelmed or have depression, anxiety, panic, just worrying a lot, if you start feeling that way, I just need you to come back to our channel and watch this stuff and read the comments that you all post. Y'all really do post. We love reading your comments. We want to see more of that, you know, because it helps us to grow, and it helps us to know what it is you all want to know and what topics we need to address and talk about and interpret. So talking to the angels, that's what I was saying. Thank you for getting back to me. So talking to the angels, that's important for those of us who went through religious programming, because that is going to help you heal the harm, the hurt, and the wounds from finding out the deception behind the things that you believed in, you know, and practice, okay? So that's you taking your power back and saying, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It must be something to this angel stuff. Let me find out what it is. Okay, so what is an angel, esoterically speaking? An angel is just a different angle of light, okay? We know that light is a vibration. It's an energy, right? And so you have these different angles, which are different perceptions, being able to see things in a more balanced manner, in a more Mayat manner, in a manner where you're able to say, okay, I see the fruit of this, but what is the root of it? And you're able to begin getting understanding. And I cannot remember how many angels it is. Do you remember any numbers? It was a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I don't remember.
It's a lot of angels.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody knows exactly how many. It's so many. But it's very important for you to know the archangel that was assigned to your soul. Again, this is an angle of light, right? This is a spiritual energy that when you incarnated was a part of the alchemical process of creating you. And so by remaining disconnected from that because of fear or because of your frustrations about religion, you are again still being disconnected from an angle of yourself. For me, my archangel is Gabriel. And so it ain't got nothing to do with how they look, what color they are, if it's a man, it's a woman, none of that matters. What matters is that you just start communicating with your archangels and saying, look, I done been through a lot. I'm sure you understand what I done been through because you've been watching over me. Thank you for watching over me, being patient. I would like to know more about you. You know, I would like to be able to connect with you. I would like to be able to receive messages from you. Can you send me some signs? Sorry, it's super simple. That's all you got to do. And the angel will start communicating with you through all kinds of synchronicities and stuff. So yes, that's important because that's going to heal the damage that the religious programming caused on us. We're taking it back, taking the power back.
Yep.
So don't throw that baby out with the bathwater. And I also think it's very important when you're doing shadow work and dealing with demons to also be dealing with the angels as well, because that's balance.
Yep.
So again, with the planetary alignment, it's going to be a lot easier to attune to these things and accomplish these things. Okay. Let's see. So I told you how to find your guardian angel, and everybody, you can have more than one. You can have as many as you want to. Again, it's information, it's data, it's cosmic light codes that was explained in the form of angels. Just like gods, netters, and orishas, deities, was basically the periodic elemental table being explained with characters and people. Okay, so understand. Okay, Flex, I'm gonna go back to your comment. But understand, oh, and we taking donations. If y'all want to give a donation, for those of you who've been giving donations, thank y'all so much for that. We usually, I try to go to the altar every day. And so for those of you who reached out to us for prayer, or what we call meta prayer, and that's like a metaphysical person praying, right? Meta prayer. Petitions, we do petitions for you guys. So when you ask for it, when you need it, if it's just intuitively it hit me, or you give us a donation or something, then we set the intent for you to be able to get a breakthrough. Okay, so that we accept that energy to return something to you that you need for this path. And let's see. So, and one last thing that I will add, and then when Ernest get done, we'll see if he got anything else to add. But one last thing that I'll add is if you, and then Flex, I'm gonna look at your message. If you are finding that your trauma right now, because the planetary alignment is also bringing trauma to the surface. If you find yourself being triggered often, maybe more often than usual, if you find yourself feeling like your emotions are very imbalanced, if you find it difficult to maintain a particular vibration and you're kind of up and down and on a roller coaster and all over the place, be encouraged and know that's part of the process of healing. That is part of the process of you becoming whole again. You have to have these triggers. And I'm going to share with you all what my angel Gabriel told me. And I'm calling him he, but he can be feminine. She. But Gabriel said that I'm really thankful that you are sharing the information that I'm giving you with, with the rest of the soul tribe, because with religion being exposed, of being, just a lot of confusion, people have kind of abandoned us. And Gabriel said, but we can't abandon you. This is a commitment that we have. This is a responsibility that's why we're assigned to you. And so it was just basically like, if you really want to heal your religious programming and for it to not be running in your subconscious mind, creating things in your life you don't desire to be there, you got to go back and heal, and you have to integrate the things that were accurate and beneficial back into your life now that you have awakened. Okay. So that was a word for somebody who needed to hear that. But this is the very important light code that he gave me. He said to me, I was frustrated about some of my problems and issues, especially the ones that seem like I can't change no matter what I do. And this is what he said. He said, problems are simply a GPS system that directs you for the best path to get to the destination of where you desire to be. I was like, what? What? So you basically telling me that the problems that seem like I have a difficulty getting rid of, you're telling me that is actually the path in which I'm placed on to get to my best life, to be my best self? He's like, absolutely. He said, when you all hate your problems and you put so much energy into hating your issues, you're just frustrated by it, and he said that energy, you're creating something. You're creating thought forms. You're soaring energy into something that is going to give you something into your reality that you do not desire to be there. Hate is a very, very powerful vibration, and it is exactly the opposite side of love. And so we know that love is the most powerful vibration, and it creates, which means hate is the most powerful vibration as well, and it creates things that are not beneficial for us. So I want to say to you, stop hating the obstacles and stop hating yourself, the things that you do that you don't like. Stop putting so much focus into hating that, and just open yourself and say, you know what, this issue is in my life for a reason, and I'm open to understand what that is. I would like to know what that is. So yes, problems are like breadcrumbs given to humanity to lead us back to the birthright that was taken away from us when we were enslaved into a 3D consciousness. That's what he told me, and I just thought that was so deep yet simple, and it made me feel a lot more comfortable with my problems and issues. And I shared it with Ernest too, and I was like, I can't wait to share this. So I hope that touched you all in a special place. I know it's resonating with some of you all a lot. Let's see, Flex, she says, Michael is my angel. He's over here. Yeah, that's right. Carlo Michael. Thank you, Flex. Okay, so let me tell y'all what Michael said. God is KK, Michael yours too. See, that's so dope. See, this is confirmation. Okay, so before we get off here, I knew it was at least one more thing that I was supposed to say, and y'all just reminded me. You see how we got one mind? We can really help each other, y'all. And we don't even have to be in the same place to do it. But with that being said, I communicated with the Archangel Michael last night, aka Michael Jackson. Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic was some of the first people that we ever heard talk about this after Michael crossed over. But he took the position of being an archangel. He took the position of being a guardian of humanity and watching over us. And so the Archangel Michael isn't just one person, it is an attribute. It is an attribute. So for you, it could be somewhere or something else. Whatever resonates with you is what you should do and stick with. But Michael Jackson being the Archangel Michael for us, and for me especially, resonates with me because I asked him to help me deal with my depression, and he has absolutely done that. He come through at the right time. It don't matter. I could be having a terrible day, and his song will come on, and it just brighten my day up. But I want to tell you all that Michael right now gave me a channeling message and a tarot card reading message that I really should have been uploaded it. I kind of feel bad now that I sat on that for 2 or 3 days, 2 days now. So I'm trying to get that. We're going to try to get that up as soon as possible. But I'm going to go ahead and give you all some of what he said without spoiling it, so that when you do your tarot card reading with the energy, what we call Archangel Michael, you'll be able to get something, and it's not going to be biased based on what you heard here. Basically, no spoiler alert needed. But while I was doing the channeling, Michael's voice kept fading in the middle of the channeling, and I didn't really understand why. And he explained to me that he's in warfare. He's in warfare for us. He's been battling for us. He kept saying, I need you all to tell people that they are not alone. You are not alone. I'm here with you. He said, in all of my songs and my messages, I was communicating with you for this time right now. And I was doing, he said, and that's one of the reasons that they killed me. It really didn't have anything to do, it wasn't so much so to do, they was pissed off about me getting the rights to my masters and everything. They was pissed about that, because there's a lot of power in music and in the energy, and they understood and knew that. So yes, there was an issue, but the bigger issue was the mediums and the priestesses and the occult people, the witches, the wizards, the druids, everything you can think of that the elites, the powers that be communicate with, had already gave them a heads up. So they already knew Michael was going to become the Archangel Michael when he transitioned. They did everything they could to try to tarnish that and stop that, but they didn't. He is alive and well, and he is still assisting humanity. And confirmation of that is Michael, people would pass out and stuff just at the sight of him, and that was because of the divinity that was within him. Okay, it wasn't just because of his talent, it was the vibration, it was the energy, divinity in them. And in the Bible, the stories that were told, whenever an angel would appear, it would make them fall to their knees and pass out and stuff like that. So yeah, that's more confirmation for you all to what I'm saying. But he's in warfare for us. He was snatched out of our channeling probably 3 or 4 times, different times, and he literally had to fight to get back. After the channeling, I forgot to sage myself or Palo Santo myself or whatever, so I was still connected to his energy, and he basically seemed like he knocked something over in the shower. I really think it was him, was just reminding me to do that. And then after it fell over in the shower, I was like, wait a minute, it was something I was supposed to do. And I was like, that's right, I didn't smudge. So I smudged, I disconnected myself from his energy, because he said because he's at war right now, he didn't want my energy to be drained because I was attached to him while he was in warfare. So that's why that was really important. Michael also told me that it was important as far as mental and emotional health and finding balance. He is assisting us with that, because I asked him what was the purpose in him wanting me to do that. I've never done that before, tarot card reading mixed with channeling with the Archangel Michael. I mean, I don't know no other channel where anybody else done did that either. So I went for sure it was him. I asked for a sign to make sure it was him, and he gave me several signs. I knew for sure it was his energy that I was in communication with. But he wants you to know that emotional healing is his #1 mission right now for humanity, for us, to protect us and help us heal as we're going through this awakening. He knows how hard it is to be an awakened soul. He experienced it firsthand. He went through a lot because of it. Prince as well, and a lot of other people. But him, Prince, and who was that I told you he with? Dick Gregory. They're all together, working together for the sake of humanity and the evolution we're going through of awakening. So yeah, I'm trying to get that up soon for you guys.
Yeah.
For those of you who book readings, I'm definitely going to be doing a reading tomorrow. I couldn't do them this past Friday, this past weekend. My energy was really drained from communicating with him. That really took a lot of energy too. So again, this is why I'm talking about the discipline. If you are coming into awakening your psychic abilities, opening your crown chakra, opening your heart chakra, healing, allowing your third eye, your pineal gland to be decalcified, know that you're going to have to be a disciplined person to continue on this path and be able to succeed at what it is your soul came here to do, to fulfill your life's purpose. I think that's it for now. Anything you want to add?
I think you've definitely covered everything. And I know it was well received. But yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to always make sure that we're being open and receptive as to what's the need. You know what I'm saying? And when we get on, y'all already know, we always, like, it's just, man, we're being helped. You all are being helped. And that's what the tribe is about. That's what this family is. And so, like I said, I know she done covered it all, and I don't want to sound like a reverberation. But yeah, definitely, y'all keep loving yourselves. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Keep loving on yourself.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Because when you love yourself, you love the God within you, the divinity within you. So that's you loving God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I know it's been said several times, it helps you to, when you start dealing with yourself, when you start integrating your shadow, it won't be, because a point initially when I got started, and I'm gonna say this and I'll be done. When I got started, it was real overwhelming. It was like so overwhelming to the point to where I put it on pause. And you remember, I kind of just put it on pause, and I was like, whew,
Started
you know what I'm
smoking,
saying?
anything disconnect from
Yeah,
the feelings.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so that can easily happen. And so,
Yeah.
mind you, when we say definitely do your self-love, self-care work first, so you can be fully grounded within yourself and know that no matter what comes up, hey, I love myself, and you know what I'm saying, it won't cause a kind of like a rip within your soul. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, love on yourselves, and then go in.
Yeah.
Then begin to do that inner work.
That's right.
Gotta deal with the trauma.
Yes.
Gotta deal with the trauma.
Don't stop ignoring it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And be patient with yourself.
And be patient with yourself.
Be patient
Absolutely.
with yourself.
And know that whatever your present problems is right now, they are in your life to help you get to the destination of being your higher self and living your best life.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what it means that you should be joyful when trial and error. I mean, when trials and all kinds of
Tests.
tribulations and tests come your way, which is error. You know, it's like errors, mistakes that we make. But that's why you should be joyful for that, because by finding a reason to be joyful and grateful in your problems, is actually you being the ultimate alchemist, the ultimate transmuter, and that's you being the spiritual person that you desire to be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so next time we come on here, I've been told I can share some of my personal traumatic experiences with you all. It's literally like a movie, so we'll definitely be doing a story time moving ahead, so you all can kind of get to know even more how we became the people that we are today, and how serious and detrimental some of the things we experienced in life were to get us here. And if you all see anything divine, sacred, or beautiful within us, it is as a result of the traumatic experiences that we had that created this beauty that you see within us and this radiance. And that means that exact same thing applies to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we go get off here and get the babies in the bed. They both passed out in the back. I don't know what our grandbaby doing right now. And
he probably up. He probably kicking it with a smile.
They have so much energy at night. But yes, and okay, thank you. And so call on Michael, y'all, for protection, to hold the space sacred as you're going through the spiritual awakening. He just reminded me of that, because it's a lot of attack from family members, a lot of things like being targeted through the Gwen Towers, music, vibrations from your phone, things like that. All of that stuff right now, they're about to kick up the attack because the 3D matrix is dying, and the 3D matrix is trying its best not to die. It's trying to hold on.
And so in addition to calling on Michael, definitely up your protection game. Just do as much spiritually as necessary to make sure your home is protected, your aura is protected, everything that you're attached to. You want to make sure that you have some protection. That's like that's primary. Then we go into the rest of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So no more manifestation work unless you just feel like it really resonates with you. But this is a good time to put a hold to trying to manifest things, so that you can better understand yourself and you can better control what you're manifesting. But if you're doing magic and rituals to manifest something, but you got all these hidden things about you that you're not dealing with, looking at, or willing to, then you're going to end up manifesting all of that chaos that's within you into your life. So you can slow down with the manifestations, ask for money and all of that stuff, and let's take this time to connect with the guides and the ancestors that are here to help us.
And your archangels.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm gonna share the link too for them to figure out who their spiritual parents is. I finally found Bobby Hemmett, a blog. That because for some reason YouTube, like I said, they removed it. But we did go and find somewhere where you can do the math and figure out what is your spiritual deity. That helped create you, basically. And that's your energy and your character, and it's gonna better help you to fulfill your life purpose. So well, good night, y'all. We love y'all.
Of course, we're holding virtual hands.
Yes, as we're crossing this rainbow bridge
together.
Yes. You are not alone.
You are not alone.
Yes. Have a great night. And as always, your third eye has just been kissed. All right. Peace.